Hey there, it's Farmer Brad, and lately I've been having issues with my sheep getting out of the fence. I found some weak points. I'm gonna try to fix them tonight. Let me show you. Now, not all of the flock ends up escaping, but they're pretty easy to get back in. I have the red gate open, and then I just say, yeah, yeah, yeah. They end up heading where they need to go. Marshall, unfortunately, does not keep them in the pasture, but he does tag along with them to make sure they're okay. And just like that, all the sheep are back in here. I have the exterior part of the fence with this Energizer, and it's solar powered. There's some additional strands that I need to get up off the ground in order to hook it up to the main Energizer. The main Energizer is 120 mile, 6.7 joule. And so the goal is, once I get the fence all good to go, then I'll jump that wire there and then have it energize this part. So this is an area where the sheep have really been getting through, but that's not the main issue that I'm going to try to fix. So this is the problem, and what I need to do is you pretty much start at the end and work back towards the beginning. So I'm going to put these black fence insulators on the inside, and I'm going to work them back that way, and then I'll feed the wire this way through all of them and then loop it around here. But before I do that, I need to get all of this extra vegetation out of the way with my weed trimmer. Okay, so I took the weed trimmer and trimmed out around these posts. And the plan is to go slightly above that barbed wire. The thinking is that over time the barbed wire will droop, and I don't want it to come in contact with the high tensile. So I'm gonna go slightly above that. And then you also wanna be mindful of where the other tensioners are. So I'll end up putting the tensioner right here to match that, so I don't have to be walking back and forth along the fence. So I think a lot of the sheep are getting through due to the fact that this fence really is not energized, because it's there's another part that is shortening out. But in order to secure this border, I need to do this anyways. So I'm working furthest closest to the Energizer so that I know that this is all taken care of. Now go ahead and make the investment and get the right product. This on the left is what you want. This on the right is just irrigation tubing, and it does not insulate. I found that out the hard way on another fencing project. So this will go around here, and that will loop the fence, and then it will continue on that way. So these are the 4-inch fin tube insulators that I'll be placing all along the fence posts, and I'll be securing them with staples that you hammer in. So I'm putting in one and not snugging it down too much, because I don't want this to get too pinched that the wire cannot feed back through it. And I went ahead and secured this lower than that, and so then I'll continue on. So I got these up to here so far. Now for making this turn, I'll end up putting one of these long insulators around the outside of it. And depending on how the wire lays, I may have to add some insulators to avoid these cross things, but I'll do that as I'm feeding the wire back in. Another thing to keep in mind is make sure that these insulators have not pushed in over to one side too much. What you can do is you can take a hammer and sort of knock the insulator back like that so it's more even, and that way it will be less likely to make contact on this post. Here's a better example where these insulators need shoved back. There we go, much better. So I've added the insulators all the way down there to here, and then I have that piece that goes around there, and then there'll be these two, and then it'll be this insulator, and then there'll be an insulator that loops there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and have the spool of wire here, and I'll pull it down there, and then when it comes time to cut this end, I'll just pull it back and feed it through there, and that should work. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is 14 gauge high tensile wire, and I just kind of have it on a spool like this, and then I'll get this feeding through where it needs to go. Okay, I fed the wire over to here, and I'll go ahead and crimp this off because this is where those others tensioners are. So these are the crimps that I'm using, and then this is the crimper that I'll crimp on there, and I'm going to alternate the direction that these are. So I threaded this on before I put this tensioner on, and then I'll crimp the other one the other way. There's the first crimp. I end up doing 2 crimps per one of these. So this is what this ends up looking like. Well, it's gotten dark, and as some farm projects happen, they don't get finished before the light, the sun goes down. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this and with flashlight, and I'll show you how it turned out during the daytime. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to Farmer Brad YouTube channel and like this video. Watching our videos ends up being a free way for you to support our channel, and we invest that money back into the chicken feed, into the sheep, into the cow, into the infrastructure on our homestead. Well, I'm in the home stretch. There's this big long piece of wire that I need to feed all the way down there, and it's a pretty long piece. So I've been feeding it through these and then adding another insulator down there. And once I get all the way to there, then I'll be done for the night. Now, that side of the fence still needs a lower wire, but I'm hoping that the water's up high enough that I can keep them on the south side of the pasture until I can complete that over there another day. But this is not ideal, not fun, but it needs done. I'm tired of my sheep getting out, and my wife is tired of the sheep getting out. So hopefully this will resolve it, and I'm realizing I need to do a lot of fence line trimming, of getting all this brush down. There's a tree over there that's dead that needs to come down. So just trying to take care of it. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Last night I ended up taking a break and just figured start back up in the morning and try to finish the fence before I have to go to work. I'm not sure if you could see it, but that's the moon right behind me at 6 a.m. in the morning. Now we just had daylight savings time spring forward, so that might be it, but just kind of bizarre. I'm working on this back row, just putting in these black fence insulators, and after this one I have 2 more, and then I'll be on that corner, and I think I'll just terminate it there. So this is a big wiry patch that I'm pretty sure last time I was in here I cut some limbs, so a lot of this up here is dead. So I'm clearing it out, and I'm hoping that the wire is long enough to go around this corner post, because over here are the tensioners. And then if I get to this point, I might as well just try to see how far I can go. Yeah. Man, this looks so much better, having this all cleared out. Now, at another date, I need to come back and cut this down with a chainsaw, but I'm just focused on trying to get the fence up and running. I've been cranking away on this north side fence. I only have 6 more posts to put those black insulators in, and then wrap the end of the post, tighten it up, connect the energizer, and then we should be in business. Well, that's at least what I hope to get done before I head to work. So I'm in the home stretch. I got the wire all the way to where I want it to. Now I just have to crimp it off, tighten up this wire, and make sure it's in good position, energize it, then test the signal on the far side. The cup and the sheep are curious as to what I'm doing. And then I'll put them over in the far pasture, block off the barnyard from them, and see if they stay in the fence. Okay, so I've tightened that, and now I'll connect it to the energizer. Well, so far it looks like it's working. Marshall's trying to figure out how he can get out. I'm trying to beat him to close this red gate. Well, so that was a doozy. Working until 12:30 and starting back up at 6 in the morning. And I end up accomplishing more than I thought. When I went to loop around near where the energizer was, boy, did I get a jolt. I was trying to clamp it together without touching the hot wire. Well, I did not succeed. So I'm gonna get the wagon, take it all back, and then should be good until the next weak point in the fence. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Have a wonderful day.